Can Kochi make it 2-2? They beat the Calicut Heroes last night. They're up against the Ahmedabad defenders. What a different kettle of fish. And Kochi will be challenged, unlike last night.
Well, yes, they absolutely will. I think they're going to push back on Ahmedabad, but Ahmedabad have so much confidence right now, and you can see it in this very first set. Give it to Manoj, get the middle firing from the very first point. Nicely done, especially against Walter, one of the top blockers.
Yeah, for me and Kochi this evening, it's about how aggressive they serve to try and tame the middle and get the ball to the outsides, where they are a little bit smaller out there, and the blockers will come into the game.
They weren't overawed by the red-hot Calicut Heroes last night. They played fearless volleyball. Now, they can't make the mistake of overthinking their opposition. A win last night was slightly alien territory for them. And so I'm not too sure what zone they've come into this match with.
It certainly was. I mean, it was a fantastic performance. The question that I have is, did a few stars align for them last night? Calicut playing 2 times in a row, hot gym. They looked tired, a couple of injuries came in and they played out of their box. Can they do it again? If they do, then Ahmedabad have a few problems. Will it be enough to win the game? Let's find out.
1 versus 2, the block works like magic. Well, there's a reason they're called the defenders. They defend well. It's in their nature, it's in their DNA, and you saw a great sample of that.
I mean, they do everything. They're called the defenders, but let's be honest, they can do a little bit of everything. But I'm loving this block. Manoj is late. Nanda, one of the smaller players out there, goes up. He's almost one-on-one, and still he's so present in that block, making it really tough for Kochi to score right now. 3-0, it's a great start for Ahmedabad.
Enviable side, they've got a plethora of options in attack and in defense. Oh, great serve from Santosh. And the Kochi Blue Spikers perhaps a touch unnerved by the Sunday night pressure. A touch raw they're looking so far. There he is, Mr. Chaudhary, one of the owners of the Ahmedabad defenders. He'll be mighty pleased with this start.
Yeah, Shubham, it's interesting because the opposite very rarely comes in to pass the ball. They're passing with 4 passers, and that's strange. In the end, he gets beaten low and fast. He wouldn't have done a lot of passing reps, Key.
Yeah, he wouldn't. And also this ball, it just floats and it dips and it falls, and a lot of players have been beaten with that ball.
Another floater straight to Erin. Vipul sets it. Walter was there, unable to penetrate that block. Here comes 2. This time Erin Burgess will open his account. Incredible swing that takes guts to spike against those 2 deadly blockers. Well done, Erin.
Well, they needed that point. They needed to get on the board. In this league, we talk about it a lot. You cannot afford to let a team get 4 or 5 points ahead of you. So a big, heavy swing, and I like that he was confident against the big double block there.
Yeah, one thing Kochi have certainly done is stayed aggressive in the last couple of games, and they've got to make sure they don't change that method of playing and become tentative.
Good for the fans. The volleyball lovers of Kochi. They did it last night. Can they make it 2 in a row? Here comes Angamuttu. Right, perhaps wasn't in the right spot to spike. Another chance, the double block. This time keeping the ball in play. Kochi will go again. The libero is there. Good cover. Smart play. This is how you toy with your opposition. Manoj is in the mood tonight.
He's often in the mood to do exactly what he just did. And the trouble with Kochi, they've made a lot of teams look really, really good. So we're going to have to be a little bit critical sometimes, but I'm loving that swing. He goes over his shoulder. He sees the space in the block. He only has Walter to go up against. Shubham, in my opinion, should have jumped up against that.
Great set from Mutu Sami, slightly off the net, managing to make it very difficult for Walter, who was really successful in blocking that exact same swing against Sandoval last night. Balls to the outside. First point on the board for Rohit Kumar, who's getting better and better throughout this competition. 17.5 lakh, a lot of money for the league's most expensive player, but he's starting to deliver.
Yeah, and this is a good swing by him. He's going up against one of the taller, better blockers. You can see that right hand of Angamuttu. That's exactly what he's targeting. He's not trying to be clever and go straight into the block. He's not trying to target Daniel, because that's always a bad idea. Instead, he's going off that hand. That's a smart spot.
Well, absolutely. The 2 middles, 15 points and 12 points. 15 from Manoj and 12 for Daniel last time out, but that's huge. Once again, it's another block for the defenders, whose ability to keep the error count low and the aggression count high has been instrumental in their success. and it looks like a similar story here this evening.
Bit of credit to Nanda there, jumping out of his skin. He's one of the smaller attackers out there. This is going to be a RuPay on the go point because look, he goes straight over his opposition. He's so springy.
Certainly has to be because they're the tallest team in the league, the defenders, but they're the smallest on the pins. So they have to be springy, they have to be consistent. And that's the first one through the middle for Ahmedabad, slightly wider, pushed it, turned. There's a little bit of a sense from Coach Robbie to bring a bit of calm in for his team.
Yeah, Ahmedabad's one of the players we talked a lot about last night, kind of an up-and-coming young middle blocker. Takes a wild grip at that, but I like the height. You know, if you've got a rough around the edges kind of player like this, get him the really high ball, let him just be physical and go over his opposition, not try and do too much technically. That's a great swing.
6-3 to the defenders, the runners-up of last season. Team that all other teams envy because they've got a great setter and attackers like that man. Now, in the absence of Sean Tijon, they found the likes of Nanda Gopal and Santosh to do the job. This goes to show how brilliant the think tank was at the players' auction.
Absolutely, they've got depth out there. 184 centimetres, which is really undersized, but he's got a huge leap on him. The thing that makes this work is the pass is perfect, and in turn it gets the one-on-one.
Yeah, and that set, you saw Daniel jumping, he's holding his middle. That's always the set that Mutu loves to do, that overload on one side. Getting that one-on-one.
Big serve! On the mark, hits the bullseye! Nanda Gopal absolutely nukes it for the first super serve of the night. Sunday is a fun day at the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23. In the first set, the Ahmedabad defenders look in great nick. Time for an Abul Cool technical timeout.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Here's a look at that last point, a super serve by Nanda right on the end line. So athletic, so clinical with his execution.
Great start from Nanda. He's really contributed well in the offensive side of the game. That confidence has transferred over into serving, and Kochi now have it all to do already. 9-3, what a start. Nobody expected this one.
Didn't they?
Definitely not me. I thought it was going to be far tighter out of the traps.
Not a good spike. Ahmedabad defending really well from behind the 3-meter line, and when you have that man Angamuttu, you always believe that your offense will work 9 out of 10 times or 99 out of 100 times. That's his strike rate, really.
He is so efficient and so athletic. And I'm looking at this Ahmedabad team, and they've had a few days of rest, right? Kochi played last night, and we wonder if Kochi took advantage of Calicut having played the night before. They were tired, they were injured, they were sick. So I have questions about whether Kochi's going to be able to fight off this Ahmedabad squad.
It's an Ahmedabadi thing. People in Ahmedabad will talk about that later. Super point has been called for by Kochi. Desperate times, clearly. A 7-point lead for Ahmedabad. They want to bring it down to 5. The spikers. Bobby Xavier, new coach. Team understands how big this moment is. Another super serve! Another super serve! Take that, Kochi! We will do that to you on your home ground. Stop us if you can. That is a special serve. It has been a nightmare for Prem, the libero of the Kochi Blue Spikers.
I mean, if you remember, a little bit earlier on in the competition against the Torpedoes, we were saying that some of their tactics were defensive. There's nothing defensive about the way they're playing now, and they've got the error count down. Coaching with it all to do.
Yeah, and again, that's basically the same serve, but on the other side, just a little bit to the left, whereas the other one was to the right, and the libero of Kochi, no response. And we've said it a few different times. If you have any doubt about it, you must put an arm out and try to stop that ball from hitting the floor. If you're going to lose 1 point, that's fair, but you don't want to lose 2 on that super serve.
Well, there's the points table. Ahmedabad on top. They know a win now. They've got it all to play for. Kochi playing for pride, excitement, building for next season. A win tonight would push them above Mumbai unless Mumbai win.
Yeah, Ahmedabad for me, at their peak, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think they're the best team in this league when they're playing their best.
perhaps the best balance side. Just gave it too much rip, too much power, Nanda. Also couldn't control the curve of that ball. Kept going away from zone 1.
Absolutely, I would agree with both of your points there. The balance part of it especially. My one worry again comes down to them being a little bit short on the wings at business time. Maybe if Shanti John can come back at some point, that might help, who knows. Yeah, it is what it is.
And a little birdie tells me Shanti John might be ready in time for the semi-finals. Once again, a touch off the block. And it's Santosh who will make merry while he can, while Shanti John recovers.
You're spreading rumors, Manish. You're getting the crowd excited. I'm excited. I would love to see him play, but for now, big swing there on the outside. Santosh doing a great job getting past a big two-man block. There he is. Good old Shanti.
We keep saying, don't we? When are we going to see you play, Shanti? We've come all this way to see you play. We haven't seen any of it yet.
Wait for the semi-finals, my man. Can you imagine? Ahmedabad would look invincible if that man comes back on court, still recovering.
And I think he's maybe what they're just about missing, that little bit more physical edge at times, a little bit more of a power hitter out for. We've seen both Santosh and we've seen Nanda be physical tonight, but we know against bigger blockers it's not.
The only thing about Shanti John, I was watching him warm up, because he is jumping now, and I wonder if he's going to miss his contact a little bit, because he's not jumping as high as he's probably used to, coming back from an injury.
Well, the mind kicks in when the body doesn't support. Ooh, oh, on the line! What a spike! Gave it the rip. Incredible swing once again from Angleman Angamuthu.
Just going to skip back to that point. I agree with you, Keith, completely. But also, imagine joining a league stage in the semi-final when everyone else has got the rhythm of the last 6 weeks. It's going to be very difficult to slot straight in at home.
Well, by the looks of it, don't need him at all. Angamuthu going easy peasy past a one-man block, deep down the line, tagging the line. And I think we brought up set point for Ahmedabad, 14-5.
9 set points. Kochi have looked hapless. They've looked colorless. Ahmedabad are having a party here. It's a bit of a stroll in the park or a stroll at the Kochi port. Easy peasy.
I had a stroll at Kochi Port recently. Beautiful place. Well, I know the Kochi team would have liked to come out stronger in this first set. A big swing there to finish it off, but Santosh all over it in the block. Really good team performance so far.
Well, it's a great performance. Serving has been on a different planet from the defenders. Super serves, you name it, they've done it. And they've taken the first set comfortably, 15-5. It's time for us to take a very quick break, but we'll see you in just a moment.
What a set it's been. Ahmedabad completely blowing away the Kochi Blue Spikers. More spikes, more blocks, fewer errors, and I think it's the Nanda Gopal serve that did the job really for the Ahmedabad defenders. Kochi Blue Spikers have been caught napping. They've been caught unaware, perhaps a touch raw as well. Lots of big numbers on offer on volleyballworld.com. Get all the exclusive stats of this match and the others on the RuPay Prime Volleyball League powered by A23.
Well, underway in the second set, the wizard Muthusamy gets us back underway, and it's a similar story for Kochi, passing off the net, and in turn it's their passing and making their spiking suffer on the outside. Subham, don't know if there was a block there from Manoj or not, but it's another brilliant start for the defenders.
Yeah, fantastic start, and I'm just looking at the stats. Nanda with 4 points in that last set, Manoj with 3, so he's been incrementally improving throughout this season, and I think he's going to be huge for this set.
Well, Muthu serving again, and he has such a big effect on everyone around him in this team. This one flies out of the back, but it looks like both teams are starting the same as they finish. Muthu, Santosh, Nanda Gopal, Daniel Masadi, Manoj and Angamuthu for the defenders. There is Dakshinamurti, a wise man. I think he's had a great season ground action, Amorti was here. The defenders took a second last year. He paved the way for their success there, but it looks like he's learnt some lessons. They're aggressive, and as we said, the errors are really low compared to other teams.
Oh, great serve. Well done, Erin. That's what you want to see more of from that star player. Hero last night as well. His confidence must be sky high, key.
Yeah, he was fantastic last night. One of their top scorers. He had 14 points, and I think that's a crucial one right there to get. It wasn't a super serve, but it's still going to count as an ace because no one else was able to get a hand on it. And I like that spin. He's just making it dip really difficult for that receiver.
Very keen to see Kochi's response in the second set. Oh, well done! Beautifully done! Wow, what a delicate, delightful little touch from that young man in zone 2, Santosh.
But it's a RuPay contactless shot. High ball this time for Santosh, who just tips over the top. Smart decision. He knows it's a slower ball. He's aware they haven't tipped a lot yet, the defenders. Erin and co caught napping.
Yeah, that tip is crucial, especially when nobody's expecting it.
The fans have gone quiet for sure. There he comes once again. Prem keeps it in play. Vipul sets it. For Shubham Chaudhary, it will not work. You've got to go past those two men to steal an attack point. They are impossible with the kind of defensive form the likes of Manoj are showing tonight. Impregnable, the fortress of the Ahmedabad defenders.
Not a super clean swing, I have to say. Shubham is normally a lot more thoughtful than that. He knows, or he should know, there's going to be two blockers there, and they're waiting for it. They saw that set a mile ahead.
8 to Prem. Vipul once again to Shubham, and the same story. Once again. Well, if you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, do not expect different results. It won't work.
Absolutely. Exactly the same swing. I think they've also got to tell on the setter. Vipul's hips are looking out of the court. He can only go to 2. That's a great read from Manoj to get across 2 in a row. And Shubham has got that main angle. And now he's been moved out of the equation, I think.
You know, I reckon Ahmedabad have read Kochi really well. They know that Kochi don't have other options apart from Shubham. Well, this man could be it. Shubham Chaudhary being substituted. Jibin's coming, the number 5 in zone 2. Here we go! Ice written all over it. Wow.
Well, that one started immediately from the serve. Again, we're talking about Ahmedabad being aggressive in their serves. That one getting Rohit really out of his system. He could barely keep that ball from hitting the floor, making it an easy point for Ahmedabad as they get that ball back. They get a contactless shot from RuPay, and rightfully so.
Well, I think Rohit's just a little bit too inside there. The ball drifted really far across Santosh. In turn, it was never coming back anywhere but the line. In the end, it was a great swing and a great passage of play for the defenders.
Oh no! Another one! A miscommunication between Vipul and Jibin. And for me, that has to be the setter all day. That wasn't a particularly out-of-system ball. It was a couple steps off the net. That has to be the setter that goes in and gets that.
I can't believe the difference that we see, or we've seen in the past 2 nights of Kochi. Last night they were up for it, they were taking responsibility in every way, shape and form. They did the simple things well, and tonight, that right there. No communication, exactly the setter's ball, and now it's running away from them, which shows us a team with no confidence.
Yep, they're in troubled waters, the Kochi Blue Spikers, and well, they will gleefully accept errors like those from Ahmedabad, who are generally very, very miserly. They will not give you an easy in. They will keep coming hard at you. And they do it without making too much noise. No fuss about how Ahmedabad go about their business.
They're here to work.
Very professional. And merciless. Angle man, Angamuthu is at it once again.
I also think that they lost their opening game to Hyderabad 3-2, and that was a bit of a surprise for many people in this league. But since then, I think they've been absolutely flawless in terms of the way they run their offense, the way they use the middle.
Yeah, you're right. They kind of just put their head down and do the work, and it's got a lot to do with that man right there, Mutu. He's beating Engamutu, who gets the credit for that point with a one-on-one, but that is the difference between a great setter and an average setter, is they can get their players, they get that ball to their players immediately when they need it.
Ahmedabad have not been tested at all. Kochi haven't turned up. They still have a lot of time now. That will help. Well done, Jibin. If Shubham Chaudhary doesn't work, do not be rigid. Be flexible enough to try your other options. Now, Jibin could be a plan that might work in the rest of the match. 7-4 it is in the second set.
He could work. He's done great there to get past a big block, but he's going to have to do a lot more of that. Very smart to go over Nanda and not try and aim into that big arm of Daniel.
He scored 7 points against the Torpedoes. That was a big performance. 9 points in the first game against the Blitz. Certainly got what it takes, but he's 4 centimeters smaller than Subham.
Talk about height when I'm around. Here comes Mortazetti! I thought the idea was right from Daniel Mortazetti. And Dakshinamurthy, the coach of the defenders, wants to review it. I wonder why.
Well, I read a stat today, and I'm not sure if it was a mistake, but he's only had 2 errors in attack this entire season. So I think if you're ever going to challenge a ball, let it be on Daniel's attack, because he's pretty much 60-70% efficient from that zone.
For me, I thought that landed outside. In real time when I saw it, we aren't too far from where that ball landed. I'd like to think it landed outside. I'm not too sure if there was a wipe off the block. We'll find out. This is the first review from the Ahmedabad defenders. Remember, 2 reviews allowed per team in the match. Here's the first.
And that's a tough ball already, so he had to go really wide swing on that, like a half moon. But even so, I'm looking at the replay, and for me, that's in all day long.
We have a great view here, but Dakshinamurthy probably had the best view of this in the entire stadium. That ball is in. You don't question Dakshinamurthy here. Well in for me.
Yeah, Bobby's standing right next to it too, and I think he knows. There you go. There you go. Daniel does not miss. The Iranian player with another fantastic swing.
And I've loved how he's just got better and better throughout this competition as this link with Mutu has got better and better. The setting and the trust between the setter and middle is always there. 14 points last out for Daniel. Mutu is on form. While the Ahmedabad defenders are on form. They're 8-4 up. Time for a quick break and we'll call technical timeout.
Welcome back to this Sunday night mayhem. Let's take a look at the top 5 spikers. SV Guru Prasad, the captain of the Blackhawks Hyderabad, right on top. Jerome of Calicut, not too far behind. And I promise you what, Jerome is going to try his absolute darndest best to get on to number 1. How about the blockers? Sandoval, the Superman from Calicut, is at number 1. Ashwal and Rahul K, 2 reps of the defending champions. The Kolkata Thunderbolts are here as well. It's a Sunday night party here at the Regional Sports Complex in Kochi, and take a look at the RuPay VIP box. I've got a VIP alongside me as well. Someone who said hello to the film industry in 2017 and is now diving deep into the world of sports commentary. Kalyani Pradershan, and just as she enters the box, Kalyani Pradershan, pardon me, and just as you enter the box, coach, you score a point. You're a lucky omen for your side.
Okay, I'm really hoping this luck lasts. Coach, you want me to be here the entire time?
You be our guest, be our guest. We've got a great vibe, and to play a commentator in a movie now, that's usual, that's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you would usually expect the film to be about a girl who wants to be a footballer, or a basketballer, or a volleyballer, or whatever. But this is about a girl who loves to talk, and she has a way with words, and she wants to be a commentator.
And she feels for the sport as well, much like every Caroline. And again, that's how you respond.
Okay, you know what? I'm not going to leave here. I'm just going to stay here if you guys don't mind, because this is great.
You know, if Kochi have their way, they will have you commentate on every Kochi Blue Spikers match
Oh,
from here
God.
on in.
The anxiety is kicking in.
But what atmosphere. The Carolites love their sport. They love volleyball. It's a state that lives, breathes, eats volleyball. And what a league it's been. And I'm sure you've been watching games from home as well.
Honestly, absolutely. I think it's great that there's such a platform for volleyball available right now that like people are celebrating and watching and everything. It's great.
Oh, great serve.
Come on, man.
Great serve from Kochi. There's a lot of belief in this side. Here they come!
Yes! Oh my God. Okay, this is great. I'm not leaving here. This is amazing. I don't think they'll want me to leave here now either. Oh my, and look at the crowd. It's crazy. Just, I wonder how long they practiced for this.
For years. For years when the spotlight was away, and it's this league that's brought the spotlight on these young players who toiled hard for years when there was no media, no league, no coverage, and they truly deserve this platform, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. It's just amazing to see all the other sports apart from cricket just get its time in the limelight right now.
Good to see a girl play a sports commentator in a movie. It's out soon. Station, Michael, Fatima.
Yes, please.
We saw you guys do a pun on air, Mike Ill.
Yeah, it's Mike Ill. It's like basically right now. Yeah. Also, by the way, thank you so much for letting me be here. This is all research and it's great research. Yeah, it feels great. I don't know how I'm going to bring in this energy back when I'm shooting and there is no crowd like this, but
you know, we've been doing a fair bit of research about you, Kalyani, and I've been told that you were an AD on Krish 3, so I'm sure there are Krish-like superheroes on the volleyball court as well. This is gladiatorial stuff, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's great. I'm quite, so when you watch on TV, you don't really understand how tall these players are. They're quite, they've got the structure of superheroes for sure.
Yes, acrobatic stuff from these tall, lanky players. They're big hitters as well. One of them is on your screen, Angamuthu, the chief spiker of the Ahmedabad Defenders, runners-up last season.
I was just saying that they're called the defenders, but they're really attacking.
Absolutely, and they defend so beautifully as well. It's an impregnable fortress. Oh, on that occasion, Erin Verghese! Was he that man? Or was it George Anthony? It's impossible to say. This is fast and furious and fantastic. And Kalyani here in the commentary box loves it. Or Fatima loves it.
Yeah, Fatima's digging all this. This is amazing.
Take a look at that. It looks like real time in slow motion replay.
You can see Kochi get their energy back as well now.
Hey, you're on the big screen there.
Am I? Oh God.
Your fans just got a little glimpse of you, Kalyani. They love you here. I saw the reception you received. And it's just good to see that a city like this, Kochi, a city of spices, has seen some spicy encounters. There's one more!
We're killing it at this point.
Rare occasion when Angamuthu overhits at a point for Kochi. It's 9 apiece. It's looking much closer in the second set, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like I said, I think they've got their energy back, or their whatever motivation they were lacking in the first set.
It's you. You can take some credit. We often talk about commentators' curse, but guess what? You proved to be a lucky mascot for the Kochi Blue Spikers. It's a team that's seen a fair bit of struggle, but what sport without struggle? This team is on its way back and they're finding their feet, and who knows what next season brings for them and for the fans.
Absolutely. I mean, I always think that it's always about how you handle the failures and how you decide to grow. And again, wow, this is crazy. You can totally see the energies back. Their faces have like really lit up from the first set. It's absolutely amazing to watch.
This broadcast is being watched across the country on Sony and online on Volleyball World, and they've thoroughly enjoyed seeing the Ahmedabad Defenders play. They've enjoyed the vibe of the Kochi Blue Spikers as well. It's 11-9 to Kochi. Rare moment when they're in the lead. Can they close this set and make it one apiece? That's the big question.
Oh man.
That rare service error. These things happen. It's part of sport. You've got to keep backing yourself. As you said in the pre-show, there are matches you play to win, not to compete.
Yes, I did say that. It's a very, very famous line by Mohanlal sir in one of his films, and Malayalis stick by that.
I'm sure your friends from Lady Undle School on Harrington Road.
You've done your homework.
Your friends from Parsons School of Design, I'm sure they're all watching and listening to you, and you might get a few calls for commentary gigs.
I'm really hoping that this just encourages people to go watch the film at some point. But also, this is great research. Thank you.
Well, another innovation. The Kochi Blue Spikers have called for a super point. Now, this point is worth 2.
they lost the first one in the first set. I'm hoping that they win this one.
That's right. If they win this point, they will go up 13-10. If not, Ahmedabad will get into the lead. That's how quickly things change. Oh, well done by Ahmedabad.
Oh my
They
God.
have recycled the ball. Here come Kochi. Erwin Verghese taking the point.
That was awesome. And again, oh my God, I don't even, the crowd here is wild. These guys are going crazy. It's so nice to see the energy back in Kochi. It's, wow.
This is unbelievable stuff. 13-10 to the Kochi Blue Spikers. That flash mob loves it too. It's a sea of blue here. And how well have they fought. They made you proud, Kalyani.
This is my first match watching them live. I'm super proud of how they've managed to do this, the second set, and come back.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have Kalyani Priyadarshan in the commentary box. I'm sure you've loved it, and you're welcome to join us anytime through this league. We're in your city as well, so feel free. You've got an open invitation to join us anytime, but it's been an absolute pleasure. You've enjoyed it, I'm sure.
Thank you. I really have. Hold on. This is amazing. Oh my God. I don't want to leave here now. Oh. Anyway, thank you so much for having me. This is great. I've learned a lot, and the energy is great. And I don't know how I'm going to bring this back when we shoot, but I have to figure something out.
Let's do one thing. Let's have you sitting right here until the Kochi Blue Spikers finish this set. They are very close to finishing this second set. They're 2 points away. It's a race to 15. A 2-point lead for the Kochi Blue Spikers.
Come on.
Muthusamy Appavu serves. Here they come! Was that a point? Yes! Point to Kochi, 3-set points.
One more, come on.
It's the sheer power. This is unbelievable stuff. Fast and furious.
I mean, honestly, I was a little afraid after watching that first set, but this is amazing.
And in response, the Ahmedabad defenders have called for a super point. Anyway, Kochi have 3-set points. This next point is worth 2. Can they reduce the deficit by 2 points? This super point is worth 2. Erwin Verghese on his mark to serve. Who is he going to aim at? Will it be Muthusamy? Will it be the libero? Here we go. This could be it. They still haven't got it. They've recycled the ball. Ahmedabad will try again.
Come on.
Now then, chance for Kochi to seal the deal. Not yet. Tantalizing rally here. Angamoto.
Nice! That's amazing. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Oh my God. What a point and what a set.
That is what you call a sensational comeback for the Kochi Blue Spikers. Playing at home, showing the Ahmedabad defenders what they're all about. They've got what it takes to compete in this match. Kochi are not going to go down without putting on a fight. They lost the first set, and that's how this Yellow Brigade responds to a team that is in sensational form. That's how you steal a set from the Ahmedabad defenders. They've dominated, especially after that technical timeout when Kalyani Priyadarshan joined us. It's been a gift, not just for Kalyani, but for the whole of Kochi as well.
Let's just hope this continues for the next one as well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to give it back to the professionals now, I'm guessing.
Absolutely, and it's also a chance for all of us to wish Kalyani good luck for her next film. Station Michael Fatima, that's the film that's coming out soon.
Thank
That's the
you so
scoreline
much.
for you. 15-11, second set to Kochi. Back in just a bit on the other side. Stay tuned for the third set. Welcome back. The Kochi Blue Spikers are back. There's a lot more belief in the ranks. They've spiked better. They need to perhaps work a little bit on that defense and just reduce the number of errors. Now that is what will help them continue to compete against an informed Ahmedabad defenders. They lost the first set, looked completely lost and hapless and out of ideas. But how well have they stormed back? You could check out more exclusive stats of this match and this league on volleyballworld.com. A man who knows all the numbers like the back of his hand. Louis Lett is back in the commentary box. Louis, what did he make of that second set? How shocked are you?
It was unbelievable, wasn't it? It just shows how far Kochi have come as a club, as a team, to keep the service pressure high and affect the pass and the momentum of the defenders. I think it was 8-3 when we went away, Manish. And all of a sudden, they've stolen that set. Big serving but a great side out from Ahmedabad so far. And it's Erwin McGee's who 5 points overall now after. Hang on, it's more than that actually. After the second set, 4 attacks for him. And Key has made it back to the commentary box as well.
Got distracted taking selfies. She's lovely. Did you have fun without us, Manish?
Fabulous. I loved her vibe, I loved her
Yes.
energy as well, and she was very lucky for the Kochi Blue Spikers. The
I
moment
know.
she sat on this chair,
I
things changed.
know.
It didn't look like you were having fun from where we were sat. Loving every minute of it.
I think when we left the box, it was about 8-3 or 8-4 to Ahmedabad, and as soon as we were gone, more of this started happening. A RuPay contactless shot from Aaron, but what a turnaround in that second set, my goodness.
Then that means the pressure's on the two of you.
Oh
The
dear.
people of Kochi are watching.
Uh-oh.
Will you undo all the good luck that Kalyani brought? Anyhow, let's focus on the sport. It's the third set, it's one apiece. Kochi need to keep going. What did they do right in that second set, Key? Was it just psychological, more belief, more intent?
That's a great question, Manish. I was trying to do my best to watch from the sidelines, but I think Ahmedabad maybe just took their eye off the ball, literally and physically. Just Kochi believing they could do it and fighting, and just a couple of super points going their way. And in this sport, that's kind of big.
Yeah, the serving was certainly happening for them. The middle work now from Wouter, whose body language has certainly changed from the opening set. As soon as they start to put the defenders under the pump a little bit, their pass comes off. They're a little bit low on the wings. They can't use Angamutu as freely, and it's a RuPay contactless shot once again.
Oh, massive move. Over the top goes Walter, and Daniel not even expecting it. But another thing I'm looking at about Ahmedabad, in that last set, they didn't have a lot of players firing. Santosh with 4, Manosh with 2, but Angamutu and Daniel only had 1 point each, and that's so unlike them.
Angamutu's back to his spiking ways. That's how he does it. Waste too much time in getting his rhythm right. Once he loses it, very quick to learn and iron out the creases.
Yeah, I think we'll get a reaction straight away from the defenders after losing that set, because they've been a class team and they've got many a weapon. Angamutu, 205, just hammers over the top all day long.
Yeah, he is so crucial to this team, and as I mentioned, only 1 point for him in that last set. That's really unlike him, and I feel that they're going to try and get him the ball more and more often as this set goes forward.
E2 to Ahmedabad. After losing the second set, they need to make a statement. That's what they will be hoping for, and as I said, the belief is most certainly back in the Kochi camp. And body language is such a mirror of what goes on between the two ears, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I can add a bit to that. And how body language changes depending on the situation. Certainly for the Kochi Blue Spikers. I mean, 1 minute they look a bit lost, then they look like they've got it all to play for, and that's going to show us the most positive body language in the whole of Kochi this evening.
You know what I love about Daniel? He doesn't turn around and go, that ball was too low, that ball was too tight, that wasn't good enough. He turns to his setter and he says, my bad. I swung right into that block. It was a big block at that. Didn't find his right angles. Maybe wasn't looking the direction he wanted to, so that's a great team player there.
It's a big moment for Abhinav as well to get the better of that man, Daniel Motazidi, in a one-on-one is a massive, massive moment. Abhinav, that man on your screen, did the job, stopped Daniel Motazidi. On that occasion, they go to another man. The name is Nanda Gopal.
And when you have Nanda, you want to use him in these situations. As we've said before, he's not the biggest, but when the ball has to travel a long distance, the chance of him finding space between the block is much higher. Again, the pass is perfect. Daniel takes the middle, boom, one-on-one on the outside over the left shoulder.
Abhinav getting a little bit greedy there, thinking that they might set Daniel again, which isn't such a bad risk to take, but Nanda then ending up with wide open blue ocean in front of him.
Another proof that this team is not just about depth, it's about variety as well. They've got so many options to go to. Perhaps overcooking that just a wee bit, giving it the full rip.
Yeah, a little bit too much on that serve. But again, I think Ahmedabad can afford it. They're being aggressive with their serving. They're trying to put pressure on Kochi. I do think, and I'm watching some body language right now as we talked about, Daniel pointed at Mutu, said, give me the next ball. So I think if he gets a good ball, I think we're going to see Daniel get it. He's mentioned Mutu as one of the best setters in the league. They're really happy with their connection.
Mutu sets it. Blockers were there. They will recycle. They will realign their attack. Once again, he goes. The blockers were there. It takes two to tango in the defense. The captain was one of them. And when the skipper's there, why worry?
And these are the situations that, for me, could cost the defenders the entire lead. When they're out of system, it's a slow play. They're not high enough to get themselves out of trouble.
And that's a nice back set from the libero. You can see it's going all the way to the pin. It's going high and it's kind of dropping inside, like put it like a candle set is what we call it. That's a nice set. That's just not a smart swing into a block.
6-4 to Kochi. This is the third set. It's one apiece so far. Ahmedabad looking to absolutely kill it. Oh! Stop press! They blocked Angamuthu. That's a once-in-a-generation thing, isn't it?
Well, that's how the last set ended, isn't it? But Angamuthu not going to be happy with that result, but I'm impressed. The blockers of Kochi really, really stepping up.
I think if you're Mutu Sami now, you've got to be thinking about going to the middle. Angamuthu doesn't get stopped very often, but look at the man in the middle. He's having a field day. Right side, left side, he's getting across and double stacking every single time.
I reckon Aaron's found that rhythm from last night. He was looking a bit lost in that first set. Not so much. He's Daniel Motors did. He almost came up with the winner. We'll try again. Oh, that joust. Ooh, ouch for Kochi.
Yeah, Daniel not getting the full contact that he wanted on that first ball. We'll have another look at it. A back set. He's trying to force the middle as we knew that Mutu was going to. Then this final shot here, Daniel up in the air, not enough of a swing on it from Abhinav.
You know, that win last night, one might have thought, the cynics might think it wasn't a fluke for me though. They played really, really well. They completely outplayed the Calicut heroes. But once you start winning, the skeptics start asking, can you do it again? That's the question that Kochi have to answer. Pipe attack! Bullseye! Right on the money from that man.
Well, you're right. Kochi's going to be asking questions. But I think Ahmedabad has answers. They have that man Nanda right there. And that was a particularly good swing because it's a one-on-one. But look, Abhinav is up and he sees how much wide open space is on either side of that block. Nobody from the wing stepping in to help.
You know, on Hindi commentary, Sunil Taneja and Atish Shukral might just say, Nanda ye bindas hai. Don't expect me to translate that.
Okay, we'll take your word for it that it's something positive.
What's that line? Nanda ye bindas.
Bindas hai.
7-6. Oh, well done. Oh, Manoj! You cannot hold on to a blistering hot potato for too long, can you, Manoj? Never been to the kitchen.
You certainly can't. And Kochi are cooking in the kitchen here as a called technical timeout comes our way. 8-6 to the Blue Spikers.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, and here's a look at the Amul Cool Emerging Player nominees for this match. Nanda, no surprise there, with his super serves. Abhinav in the middle has been getting really good in the block. Aaron Varghese as well, one of the top scorers for that league. But I think any of those players, very impressive at such a young age.
Absolutely, you have to be under 25 and not to have played for India, and I mean, those players haven't played for India. It means that Indian volleyball is in a very good place.
Exactly right. Well, chance now for Kochi from the pipe. Oh, and a one-on-one pass, the mountain man. You don't see that often. Very nicely done. And have a look at the celebrations. Kochi are in the mood.
Well, Kochi are playing all the volleyball here through the pipe. And it's George Anthony that has the last laugh. There's a good situation, Manoj feeding into the angle. Other teams we see try and get three in the block there. that Chantosh looks a little bit lost with nothing to really do. George takes full advantage of it. Well done.
Kochi back in the lead, 9-6. Nice easy serve to the middle back. Nanda returns the favor from the pipe. A lot of pipe action happening in this set.
It's fascinating because Nanda's hit a lot through the pipe, and I'll tell you that I think probably 95% has always gone into the right-hand side of the opposition court, and nobody's on that. So Kochi got to be a little bit disappointed, but the libero also isn't on at the moment, which counts for quite a lot. Nanda's aggressive. It's a great swing to beat Valter as well.
Well, Mutu, super setter, back to the line. He's going to go float serve. It's deep. Oh, and it's an ace serve. Yes, it is. Floating it deep to Aaron. That is a masterpiece from Mutu.
You know, Ahmedabad is a side that doesn't take too much time to press that reset button. They don't panic. Even when they're trailing, they lose a set. This is steely self-belief in the side. There's great trust in their own abilities, their technique, their game sense, their preparation. It's a very clinical side, and that's what makes them a very, very dangerous side and a solid contender for the title. They're not a glamour side. They do most things right, like a front bencher in school.
They have patience in every way, shape and form, and that comes from belief and understanding your system and your strengths and weaknesses. And that's something we haven't seen from certain teams who make a lot of errors, especially in the big moments.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They don't make a lot of errors. There's a couple more in the serve than we're used to seeing, but I think they can make up for it. Or why they don't have a lot of errors is that they can go aggressive, and when they do make errors, it's not the end of the world. But now, speaking of the end of the world, super point coming for Ahmedabad at 8-10. This could be a tied game if they win this point, because it is worth two.
You know what a neutral fan's thinking right now? Ah! 12-8 to the Kochi Blue Spikers. They're in the mood for another upset tonight. Kalyani loves it, and so do everyone.
I don't know why Mutu has gone to the referee there. It's an overpass, it's a free net, put it away. Help yourself, young fella, because that's all down to the defenders' poor work. They've got 4 in the pass as well, which baffles me, Key.
Well, Angamuchu stepped out early from that pass, but Nanda had to take a lot of court. And then you're exactly right, overpass, free B for Gibbon.
Well, that's been a great substitution, actually, for the Blue Spikers since Jimin's come on. He's done a fantastic job.
Yep, not rigid. Being in the moment, happy to make changes. They'll wait. And Ahmedabad striker come back. Just managed to escape that one-man block from Walter.
And the point that you made, Louis, about them being in 4, this time they stay in 4. So Angamutu has said, I'm going to take this space, and he hangs there and he takes that ball overhead, that first ball right there, and that's what allows the setter Mutu to run his middle so smoothly. Manoj going one-on-one on Walter. That's a difficult blocker against you, but he's the man to get it.
We haven't seen the defenders in a situation like this since their first game day against the Blackhawks.
Ahmedabad have lost only 1 game so far. Might be the second. Nice. Well done. Ahmedabad always alert in the front court. Chance to spike, they get it! It's 13-9! They're running away with this third set, the Kochi Blue Spikers. What's happening here?
You have to ask, is it because they've come home and they have the fan support? All of a sudden they have more adrenaline, they're more aggressive? Is it the change in coach? Is it the new players that have come into the team? Is it a mixture of everything? I don't think we have the answers. But what we're seeing is so different to Bengaluru, so different to Hyderabad. They look like a team.
Hashtag nothing to lose. Those 3 words can make bizarre things happen in the world of sport, and that's what you're seeing with the Kochi Blue Spikers.
You're exactly right. They are the underdogs in all accounts. And here's a look at that block there, that space between the arms of Nanda and Manoj. Really, really easy for that swing to get through. But if you're enjoying this match, if you're enjoying these moments, make sure you go ahead and buy an NFT over at treasureclub.io. You can also get all your content needs fulfilled by ShareChat, Moj, or Yo-Yo TV.
This match certainly not progressing like a yo-yo. It's one-way traffic. least in this set. Vipul Kumar, the captain. Kochi Blue Spikers, they're in the mood for another happy shocker. Spikers, 13-9. What have you got, Ahmedabad? Well, are the wheels coming off? What's happening to Ahmedabad? Are they overthinking? That's rare from Ahmedabad.
No, it's the service pressure from Kochi. All day long. Since the second set, they've served incredibly well. And their pass is under the pump. All of a sudden, they've got 4 in the pass. They don't know who's taking what. Then the pressure keeps coming. Nobody wants to take that ball.
Yes, but also Angamutu running off the field to get that ball. Somebody has to make that third touch. I don't care who. If you have a player that's in the stands, risking their body, risking injury to make sure that ball stays in play, and everyone else just watches it fall, that is not a good sign. Well, it's set point, and there it goes. It is done. Kochi win the third set, 15-9 over Ahmedabad defenders.
This is absolutely crazy here in Kochi. The service pressure, too hot for the defenders to handle. The RuPay VIP box are having a wonderful time. Our special guests are having a wonderful time. Hey, Bobby impersonators are having a wonderful time. Bjarne Schutt, are you watching?
That's Bobby 30 years later. You're at Kochi with the 2 cards in his hands.
Well, there you go. Bobby fever in Kochi.
Well, Bobby fever in 2 senses of the word, because Bobby, the coach of Kochi, is going to be having a great evening so far. That's how that last point went, but look at the power on that serve. And again, almost a carbon copy. Angamutu having to run out towards the bench to try and retrieve it. But that's a great second set win for Kochi.
Well, there you have it. 2-1 to the Kochi Blue Spikers. We're going to head to a very quick break. We'll see you in a minute.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. It is all going the way of the Kochi Blue Spikers. They are 2-1 up over the Ahmedabad defenders, and this could put another spanner in the works after they beat Calicut last night. And there are some teams that are trying to get into the finals, into the playoffs. Ahmedabad is one of them. But if you want to have a look at all of the exclusive stats, head over to volleyballworld.com and you will see some numbers. Aaron Verghese, 5 points so far in that last match. 2 for Abhinav. Ahmedabad not getting as firing, but they're ready to go. It's set number 4.
Well, the defenders are certainly suffering through sets 2 and 3, and they need to tidy their act up, especially in the pass. But at the moment, Angamutu also not getting involved in scenes, and Daniel has been very quiet, I would say, due to the good serving and the passing of Ahmedabad. But there's a block, but it's blocked out. Referee says no. Well, if the ball was out, then surely his right arm should be extended.
There was eye contact between the 2 referees, Mullah Ilyas Shamim and then Praveen Kokar. He's changed his decision. Mullah Ilyas Shamim has changed his decision. So the point will go to Kochi.
Get a chance to have another look at it. Good work by Ahmedabad for keeping the ball alive. There was a little bit of a scramble there. In fact, a few different times they had to keep it alive. That one did not look comfortable between those 2 players. But eventually, lock into Ahmedabad and out of bounds. Point stays with Kochi.
Good call, good work between the 2 referees. Them talking to each other. Mullah Ilyas Shamim was not in a hurry to avoid that point, so taking his time and rightly so. 2-1 to Kochi. This is the 4th set. Ahmedabad under pressure. We haven't said that too often.
We certainly haven't, especially when it's Kochi on the other side. They haven't been putting really anyone under much pressure.
It's Angamutu can pull them out of that hole they find themselves in, the Ahmedabad defenders. It's good that he's being tested as well, because come the semis, life is going to be much tougher.
Well, having said that Kochi hasn't put anyone under pressure, they haven't won 5-0 yet. It's Chennai that both lost, or sorry, they haven't lost 5-0. I think it was Chennai that lost both matches 5-0. So at least they're putting up a fight, and maybe they were coming into their own and finding their way and their rhythm now later on in this tournament.
And the team that beat Chennai 5-0 is going to be in action here on this court in while from now. Oh, he had to let that go. Caught napping, Santosh in zone 6. Should have let that go.
I don't know, I think if you're 50-50, you've got to play, and I don't think it was quite far enough out for him to stake a claim, but for George Anthony on the wing here, this is a phenomenal swing because the set is way off the net, and hard and deep is the only way that he can really go from 2 or 3 meters off. In turn, he gets rewarded. Aggressive intentions again from Kochi. I'm so surprised and so impressed.
Momentum is a funny thing. Yes! Angamuthu goes cross-court and cracks it, gives it the full whip.
We haven't seen Angamuthu get that ball that he needs as of yet this set. That was the one. He needs it high. He needs it wide. He needs to be able to go over the block. That's exactly what he wants, and he's finding it there and still tapping the end line.
And he needs his father here. SOS to Mr. Ramaswamy. Please turn up, sir. Your son needs you.
I just can't believe that he was 3 errors from 4 spikes in the first 3 sets. It means he hasn't got enough ball, and when he has, he hasn't converted. But now he's starting to convert. The chasers on. Kochi digging deep. This is not the same Kochi of the past 4 weeks.
This time he gives it more power. Gives it horsepower. Angamuthu says, if you manage to recycle my spike once, all right, one time lucky, not on the second occasion. Ahmedabad in the lead. They need to win this set to stay in this match. They trail by a set. This is the 4th set. Ahmedabad's resolve and their energy reserves are being tested. Questions are being asked from Kochi, who have nothing to lose. No fear the approach from Kochi.
Great swing from Angamuthu. And last time they were out, when they beat Calicut 3-2, he sat in the 4th set and didn't have much ball. But then when he came back in, he was absolutely firing and revving to go. I think he's going to be in that mood again tonight.
Now, Nandagopal was claiming for an error. Mullah Ilyas Shamim reckons it's Kochi's ball, it's Kochi's point. In a one-on-one, Jibin just gave it the full-blooded slap.
It's all to do with the pass, but that all comes with aggressive intention. Have a look here. Some teams played safe and pass off the net. RuPay contact the shot, but the tightness of the pass hooks Daniel into the block, and in turn leaves a one-on-one over the shortest block from Jibin. Perfect play, great passing from Kochi.
Jibin to serve. Straight at the libero. There comes Angamuthu once again! Finds that open spot. Deposits it in that pond. The last 4 points, all 4 of Ahmedabad's points in this set have come from that man, angle man, Angamuthu.
Certainly can't write him off, can you? He might have been 1 from 4 before this set, but then 4 in a row is only going to make everybody else's life easier that he's heating up.
Man, well, George is going to watch that back and be a little bit upset because it went straight through his arms. If you're going up to block, you cannot leave that much space, especially for Angamuthu.
He sets it, shot set, Abhinav unable to find that open spot. Here comes Angamuthu once again. An error has denied Angamuthu a point on that occasion.
I think he was backcourt attack and he called it immediately, said, yes, it's my fault, I think I was. So that's a good spot by the referees. If you're backcourt, and by backcourt I mean behind that white line, you cannot touch it as you're attacking it. And that's exactly what Angamuthu did. I'm not sure we'll get another replay. Let's have a look. There's his foot. Ooh, hard to tell from that angle, actually. All the other players are saying, no, he didn't touch it.
On the line is over the line.
That 1%.
Pride on the line for Kochi. Playing it for the fans. They want to win it for the fans who had an absolute cracker of a party last night. Why should weekends have only one party? We need two in a row on consecutive nights. Build the Blue Army, that Sea of Blue celebrate tonight. 7 service errors, that's what's costing them this match so far.
And the fans are partying alongside with them, aren't they? They are absolutely running the show, and they've been so valuable to the performances. And Daniel hasn't got involved in the game. And my next question to you guys is that the defenders, if you think about what their perfect performance looks like, it doesn't look like not running Manoj, not running Daniel, not really servicing the outside. It's still not there from them yet.
Muthusamy Apobu wasn't happy with that move from Daniel. A bit too cute, I thought. Look at the reaction from the captain. Wasn't happy. He said, sorry. My bad, as you Americans say. My bad.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a reaction play, right? He's there, he sees that the ball's out of system, it's not going to be a great set. Mutu was right behind him, he might not have seen him. Misjudged the net as well, but again, I still like the body language. I still like that the players are communicating after those kind of errors. It's when you see the players start blaming each other, pointing fingers, that's when things are going downhill. But Ahmedabad still looking good, and then again, turn it around, and the pressure is off them again after a mid-serve from Kochi.
In my eyes, that's absolutely fine with Kochi. Over time, their service pressure has got them where they have with a 2-1 lead. The odd miss-serve won't really worry Bobby, but if that sort of manifests into 2 or 3, maybe they have a problem. Daniel has a chance to say. We haven't seen that very often through this game either.
I tell you what, if Ahmedabad win this set, they will be a different beast in that 5th set. Team has that extra care. So, make merry while you can, Kochi. Make merry while you can.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. They do have an extra gear in them. We haven't seen it yet this match. They haven't been fully on form. Credit to Kochi, but that was a pretty easy serve from Daniel. He'll be the first one to admit it, but Manoj a little bit off the net, allowing that sliver of space for Walter to find.
It's a piece in this 4th set. The captain serves Manoj. Here comes Angamuthu once again! He has hit it out! Ooh. They want to challenge it, Ahmedabad, and they will. Very quick reaction from Dakshinamurthy. Went with what the players told him. They're claiming a wipe, claiming a touch off the block. This is called a checkout in the volleyball fraternity.
Not,
is it?
Yeah, in India, I suppose. Checkout.
Well, let's check it out then in the replay. So we're looking for a touch on the block. I thought they were questioning a touch on the net, but they have called for the block touch. I don't see a touch from those fingers.
How about Erin's thumb of his left hand? Maybe we can get a look at it from Mullah Ilyas Shamim's camera. Now they're saying it's a net touch, not a checkout. Make up your mind. There he is, Mr. Chaudhary, one of the owners of the Ahmedabad defenders. He looks more nervous than the players.
I mean, imagine owning a team in this league. It would be every night. The heart rate must be so high. Is there a net touch on the way down? I don't think there is. I think that's the point to the Kochi Blue Spikers.
Yeah, I think they might be clutching at straws a little bit there. Kalyani also doesn't think there was a net touch. I love that she's here to support this team. She's a local girl, and she's a fan of this Kochi team, and they've done well with her by side. Hyderabad did a little something similar, didn't they?
She's a bit of an all-rounder, does movies in 3 languages, and oh, unsuccessful it had to be. You know, the camera doesn't lie. Ahmedabad are shell shot. It's all right, it's only a review. Stay focused. Mr. Muthoot.
Still, one of the main issues here is the pass isn't anywhere near as consistent from the defenders as the Blue Spikers. Service pressure has a lot to do with that as well, but Muthusamy was then 3 meters, 4 meters off the net, a little bit too inside, only had Angamudi to go to. The pressure on the set meant the ball got caught inside. Muthusamy is still furious that he didn't get that decision. And I mean, if there's a sign of how this team are responding, how they're acting, how much pressure are they under, this is telling you the whole story.
Yeah, and it's not a good look. I was just saying how their body language was good and they were still looking confident. It's not worth it to argue this much once the decision has already been made. Move on, refocus, find ways to get the ball to hit the floor on the other side. Focus on your scouting report. Think about Kochi and the team, and just don't even worry about that error.
The prayer from Muthusamy Apobu in a long animated conversation with Praveen Koka, the second referee. Now, as a captain, he's got to realize the moment is gone. Move on. Much like Louis does in his love life.
Absolutely multiple times.
Another point to the Kochi Blue Spikers. It's all falling apart for the Ahmedabad defenders, the runners-up of last season. And a team that's 2-1 up is in the lead in the fourth as well. Time now for an Amul cool technical timeout. Back in just a bit.
Well, a little look into the future of the Kochi Blue Spikers. We know that they're not going to make it through to the Final Four, but they're playing incredible volleyball against Mumbai Meteors, their next test on the 1st of March. As we have a look at the Ahmedabad defenders, what do we have in store? What do they have in store? A final day, big game against the Kolkata Thunderbolts. There could be a lot riding on that one.
Yeah, and all the teams that are vying for the top four, they're also positioning themselves. Do they want to finish first, second, third, or fourth? Because that depends on the semifinals, whether they play the first day or the second, and if they'll have a rest the day before the final.
And for some teams, that's an absolute luxury to be thinking that way, with it still open for that last spot, especially with the loss of Calicut Heroes yesterday. Goes to the right side. He thinks that one is in, but the referee says out of bounds, and Bobby is going to go to Bobby and say, hey, Bobby, was it in or out? Let's have a review.
Well, we don't have a comms cam, but my finger was doing exactly the same thing as all the players on the Kochi side.
Angamuti's face tells us a story in itself.
Yeah, I think that ball was well and truly on the line, but Kochi playing really, really well. Speaking of Angamutu, he's the only one to have scored any points so far in this set. 4 points for him, no one else with a single point, but that is going to be a Kochi point. I am sure of it.
Are you?
Oh, no, I'm less sure now.
I'm a little bit less sure than I was a moment ago as well. Just there, I think that's out of bounds. There it's not, there it is.
It's hard to tell where it's contacting the board.
I think it's bounced out of bounds, and I think this review is going to be denied. Big dive into the angle, good blocking.
Come on, from that angle it looks like it's in, right? Oh no, that's out. That's out.
There we go.
There we go. That's out.
Eventually, the problem is solved and the review is unsuccessful. And that's a little bit of relief for Ahmedabad here as they get back to one.
Now, how often have we seen matches change after the technical timeout? Suddenly, there seems to be a lapse in concentration. A team that's doing well, and maybe the belief will be back for Ahmedabad as well. That break will perhaps help them calm their nerves and figure out the ways to score. Kochi continue to trouble Ahmedabad. Oh, almost at a point and with that joust. Ahmedabad looking a little more relaxed in this rally. Was there a check out? Yes, there was. There was a wipe off that block. Just a little feather touch off the fingers. 8-7 still to 8 apiece now. Scores level in the fourth set.
Well, not a great look for Ahmedabad, swinging really high and then falling through the net and underneath Walter. I think he was a little upset about that. That's the last thing you want as a team or a player coming through the net as you're trying to block.
There's an unbelievable shoulder dig from the line judge, though.
Now, just as Ahmedabad looked like gaining some momentum, Kochi have called for a timeout. And let's see what this points table will look like if Kochi win tonight. Ahmedabad will continue to remain at number one. If Ahmedabad win, they go through to the semi-finals for sure. You'll see a Q next to their name. If Kochi win, now that will make Kolkata, Calicut and Hyderabad and Bangalore happy.
However, right after this match, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and if Hyderabad win that, they will go to the top of the table.
And if Ahmedabad want to avoid that, they need to win tonight. A quick hello to our special friends, our special guests in that RuPay VIP box. Got a great seat in this beautiful stadium, regional sports complex in the city of Spices, Kochi. Watch volleyball from that aerial view, isn't it? Get to enjoy the full beauty of every spike, every dig, and every block. It takes two to stop a block, a spike like that.
The aerial view is great, but I would much rather be right down courtside to feel the energy of the players, especially after a huge block like that.
Well, yeah, 2 up, they get across, and this is where the defenders have been really impressive throughout the season, the blocking. That's high from Santosh. The blocker gets across, there's no gap, there's no avenue to work through. That's one way that you can really get the momentum back and you can really hammer back at the opposition.
And the ball in the lead now. Here they come! Not anymore, scores level. Something really bizarre about Kochi that they now figure a way to not allow Ahmedabad and Calicut last night to run away with the game. They're always at the opposition.
Yeah, they're bringing full power. And again, we talked about their backs being against the wall. They're just coming to play. They've given up on any kind of pressure, on any stress. They're just out there doing what they came to do. Jibin now with 6 points for his team. Nice performance by him so far.
They're into serve. Force level. Made at Santosh. Here comes Angamutu. And they've kept the ball in play. Well done, Erin. The third touch will have to go across to the other side. Ahmedabad can spike again. Santosh straight at the opposition captain Vipul. Here comes Jibin. Then Erin, not in a position to spike. A long rally. Angamutu knows how to close the deal. When that man is dealing cards, he usually comes up with the ace.
Absolutely had 2 cracks in it, didn't he? And the first time he struggled to put it away. But this is why he's in the team, because he's an outlet. He's someone that they can give the ball to when they're in trouble. And luckily for the defenders in that situation, the first pass is tighter and Gamutu has the whole game in front of him.
And normally you're going to see the blockers want to take line on that tight ball. You want to get your hands right around the ball so that you cannot, or the opposition can't do what Angamutu just did.
Vipul sets it for Jibin. The block was there. Still in play. No, yes, the point has been awarded to Ahmedabad. Now, when in trouble, trust your defense to bail you out. That is one key feature of the Ahmedabad defenders.
Yeah, they don't seem like they're swinging blindly into a block. Unlike that last swing, it's not a perfect situation. The blockers are ready and waiting, and like that cover, I think it was Walter who got underneath that. But you don't want to swing blindly. You just don't, oh, maybe it was foot. You want to be able to allow your team to recycle and go again. Don't have to be so anxious to get the point. Be patient.
It's simple, Ahmedabad. That's what they'll want to do. 11-9 the score now. Vipul sets it for Jibin. And he's overhit it. Oh, he has it on the line. Ahmedabad want to review it, but they have no reviews left. Remember, only 2 reviews allowed per match. We have to take a look at that. I suppose Kochi got a bit lucky here. Because to me, it looked like it landed outside. We'll find out. Here we go.
I thought that ball was in, but again, I was wrong just a minute ago. Look at the ice on it. That's in. That's all day. That's in.
That's out for me.
It's out for me as well.
Come on, guys. Can't give me 2 L's in a row.
A super point has been called for by Ahmedabad. They're going all in. It's not about guts. It's about belief in your team. They lead by a point. They want to make sure they lead by 3. A super point works too. Here we go. Now the reason they've taken it is if they receive well, they will get a chance to spike first. Activate plan Angamutu. No, it's Manoj! This time it's Manoj! The mountain man! Spikes it! Takes them in the lead by 3.
They haven't passed well enough to get the middle in at times here on the bad, and it just happens that Wouter takes enough pace off of the ball. Maybe he didn't want to make a mistake in turn. The pass was perfect, and the defenders are rolling. Well,
have a look at that super point again, because you're exactly right. That pace is taken off the serve. Mutu is able to find Manoj in all his glory. Look how high that is. He's going past the block. He finds that angle really quick as well. Almost grabs that ball right out of the setter's hands. And now, just like clockwork, as expected, super point called by Kochi.
You know what? This could well be the end of the 4th set. If Ahmedabad win this next point, it will be 2 apiece. People sets in. Here comes Jibin! Oh, they win the super point. Oh, this is nerve-wracking stuff. 13-12 now.
I love that from Gibbon because he's got great feet to the ball, but the blockers are trying to get a line on him. And because he's got such a fast arm, it's very difficult for him or for them to get timing on his approach and his swing. And then he just turns the ball a little bit.
Yeah, and again, this super point, it's always fascinating because it's such a mental game. Again, the server slowing down a little bit, allowing Kochi to get in their rhythm. Jibin, I love that ball went wide enough. He kind of had to wait for it to be a little bit on its way down. He didn't hit it at its peak, but he watches and waits till it slides past the block, and then he's got that channel.
And that ball lands outside to give the Ahmedabad defenders 2 set points to make it 2 apiece. This match is possibly going down to a 5th set decider. Ahmedabad, if they think big picture, in a way they'll be happy they've been tested tonight. It's not been a stroll in the park.
No, absolutely not, but it's the serving that got them into this match. And it's the serving that's undoing it as well. Walter serves straight down the middle. That's a loose one from Jibin.
2 set points. Still in play. Ahmedabad will have a chance. Slight confusion, out of system. Chance now. Oh, well done. Great defense. Here comes Angamutu. And he seals the deal. It is 2 apiece. When in troubled waters, trust Angamutu to bail you out. He is the plan A to plan Z. Keep going to him. He never disappoints. It's 2 apiece. And the team that wins the 5th set will take away 2 points. Ahmedabad are alive. Watch out, Kochi.
I feel like the face of Angamutu changes when he is ready to be a point scorer. Have a look at this again. Great defensive effort there, straight down the middle, and then he gets the chance and he's not going to miss it. He sees the blocker is laid on the other side, and that's the way that he's going to aim.
Well, all of a sudden, he's the top scorer with 9 points. 9 attacks this evening for him, and the defenders are relying on the big gun on the opposite. Well, there's the confirmation. Tied at 2s. It's a deciding 5th set. We'll see you after the break. Every evening, the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23, delivers in abundance. This evening, no exception as we head to a 5th and deciding set. The defenders, well, they're attacking a little bit more efficiently, but the blocks are with Kochi, and have a look at the fans. Get your exclusive stats of this RuPay Prime Volleyball League on www.volleyballworld.com.
That's where I am always digging into the numbers in the timeouts. Angamutu with 6 points in that 4th set alone. He just absolutely turned it on. You can see it in his eyes. He almost becomes a different person when he's ready to be the go-to player.
Well, they certainly needed someone to stand up, and it was Angamutu that did so, especially in the storm when Mutu was getting frustrated. They go back to the right side, but it's not to Angamutu. I think it's Santosh on the right side to put the ball away, but he misses out. And maybe, just maybe, a good start here from Kochi, and you'll start to see the tension rise again in Ahmedabad defenders' body language.
And this is the 5th set, so this is where all the marbles are worth it. This is what is really, really gonna make or break Angamutu. Bringing out of bounds on that ball. Again, we don't see a lot of errors out of him.
I'd like to see that one again, whether the set was a little bit too wide and forced him to the line, whether it was something from him, but for people, this is the perfect start, and he's got that ball and gone back to the service line very quick. Well, my wish is being delivered. Oh, interesting. That was very close to going blocked into the antenna as well.
Well, he's not as comfortable on that outside spot. He's an opposite player. He likes that ball coming behind, coming from in front of him. Let's see if Mutu gives him it again. Santosh with the set high. Ball coming for Kochi.
Antenna to antenna. Unable to spike it through. He'll try again from another zone. Oh, beautifully done by the blockers. I love Ahmedabad's movement. Oh, she just finds a way to penetrate that wall. Somehow threads the needle. Gives his team a 3-point lead in the 5th set.
I mean, he's also right when you talk about playing without fear. And that's exactly what Kochi are doing. I think we saw it from Calicut last night and Ahmedabad tonight, that the nerves of getting towards this final 4 are starting to settle in. And we're seeing it in the pass and the touch.
And I'm having a look at that swing, and I think you're exactly right. The confidence to go full power against that block. He got a little bit lucky. There was space between the arms, but he went for it.
Both those sets, shots, and brilliantly done by Manoj. Now, this is a contest between two teams who've had diametrically opposite journeys so far. It's a contest between the table toppers Ahmedabad and a team that sits at a lowly number 7 in an 8-team league. And yet, we've had such a close match so far. That RuPay contactless shot was magic from Manoj. Now, this goes to show how, in terms of resources and arsenal, all teams have what it takes to spring a surprise or two.
Correct. But if I was Calicut or Ahmedabad or Mumbai, I wouldn't be looking at this and say I really fancy playing Kochi either. I think it's a mixture of everything that's making this team just rise. But luckily for the defenders, they're point on the board.
And another good swing. Again, Kochi, pretty much fearless. I'm having a look at it again though, and I have to say, I think the blockers, the defenders, could do a better job of closing down the gap. Angamutu's late to that ball. He's trying to swing his arms, but there's just so much line to take.
Or he's blocking a little bit more angle and gifting the line. The reaction back to the defender sort of said, where were you? But
I think they need Manoj to be a little more alert in the defense, in the front. Oh, great serve. Somehow they managed to recycle it. Well done by the libero Prabhakaran. This time Erin will get a touch off the block and score another point. Kochi have changed gears. There's so much more intent. Kalyani loves it too.
I would say Kochi have changed gears. Defenders have absolutely dropped a gear as well. The first pass has gone. Their actions are just not finishing in any way, shape or form.
And again, you talked about it all match long, the service pressure. Every so often there have been errors in the serve, but that pressure is what put Ahmedabad out of system and then allow Kochi to get that big swing. So now we're going to look at the A23 fantasy leaderboard as we are in a timeout. I love that Nanda's up there in the 4th spot. A couple of players from Calicut. Got one of them from Bengaluru in Svetanov, Rahul K, who is great in serving and blocking. But if you want to get in on the action, go and choose your own team. There are lots of prizes up for grabs.
And those special guests that are in the VIP box, RuPay special box, will enjoy another game tonight. It's Hyderabad versus Mumbai right after this weltering heat.
Oh, it's hot in here. It is hot.
I'm glad I'm not the only one sweating.
Yeah. Kalyani doesn't sweat, she glistens.
Oh yeah, me too. That's what I do. I glisten.
Ahmedabad have been facing the heat from Kochi as well. Once again, straight at the libero. That's their plan, Manoj! A lot of credit for this point must go to the libero of the Ahmedabad defenders, the little man in the black.
Interesting. I would just keep feeding him the ball for the minute because the reaction of the rest of the team is still a little bit subdued, like they have a big task in front of them. This is perfect. He has to loop all the way around Mutu Sami and then get up. He shows he can hit 5 and then he hits 1.
Interesting because Walter stuck with him. He didn't get sucked in where the libero, or excuse me, where the setter was going. He followed him. He was one-on-one. He was there, but just his arms were wide open. Manoj hitting down to 6.
A spiker needs to know what the power of the word optimum is. Manoj did that. Didn't try to overhit it. Ahmedabad. Well done. They are being asked questions. They are being challenged. Angamutu. Oh, well done, libero. Dance again. And they find that open spot to park their car. The Kochi Blue Spikers.
Can someone tell me where position 5 went there?
Yeah,
the left back.
I was about to ask the exact same question. Manoj just chilling behind Santosh in the backcourt.
I think Daniel's asking the same question. You got tipped to 5. There should be a body here. Where are you, Mr. Manoj? Mutu Sami's just hanging around at 2. Hang on a minute. Manoj should be at 5 and he's just moved to position 6, isn't he?
I think he was lining himself up for a spike. Smart thinking there from zone 2.
That's mind-boggling here.
There comes another spike. Looks like Ahmedabad have said we've had enough. We're going to go for the kill every single time. And they're counting on their youngsters, Nandagopal, Santosh S.
I think this is all what pressure does to decision-making. And doing jobs that you've done 1,000 times before that you get wrong under this sort of pressure when things are not going your way. That's something going the way. That's a great swing.
Of the angle he found, past those 2 defenders. Abhinav was there. So was George Anthony. Well done. Figuring out how to close that point. Nipol sets it.
Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
It's the captain. Magic man, mastermind, Muthusamy Appavu. Ooh, Appavu.
Ahmedabad needed that. They needed to slow down the momentum of Kochi, and I love that it was a one-on-one block by the setter. You don't often see the setters getting a lot of blocking glory, but that is pressure from Mutu in the face of his opponent.
I think it was a great set selection, but just a little bit tight in the end to bring Muthusamy into the game. Agony to George on the outside.
He's still in the lead by 2. And it will be 3. There looks like the security guard of Zone 5 is not on duty tonight. It's a Sunday, doesn't want to work.
No, I think you're completely right. That's twice scoring down the line. Another outrageously good swing. Daniel commits with the middle. It's a one-on-one. Doesn't matter. You can have 2 up there. Still going to score through that avenue.
At least the libero's in position though. Jimin doing a great job of, again, he likes that ball. He likes to let it float past. That one dying a little bit inside, so he got a little cramped, but he still made it work.
It is Srikanth. Now Muthu, not for Daniel. Oh, well done! Such a smart move. Changed his shot mid-air. That is Michael Jordan-esque.
I just can't believe how quiet he's been this evening compared to how he usually is. In the middle, scoring points, hitting different angles, but at the same time, well, he didn't get set that time. It was over the top RuPay on the go point.
Now that's also proof that the captain, the key setter, trusts Nandagopal's ability to come up with the kill. It's still 7-5 in favor of Kochi. Here comes Abhinav. Oh, George Anthony gives it the full rip. Goes down the line.
And I wonder, I'm questioning how long Ahmedabad is going to allow to leave the line open until the coach says, hey guys, close that line up. We're going to head to the technical timeout thanks to Amul Cool. Make sure you come back. Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Here's a look at our own names. Manish Batavia, Louis Lett, and Key Michael in the English commentary. Atish Tukral and Sunil Tanea in the Hindi. I'm excited. I love doing this. This is the best job in the world. We get to watch the highest level of volleyball. And right now, it's Kochi who are putting the pressure on Ahmedabad.
Kochi have been absolutely sensational 2 nights in a row, but can they close this out? They got off to a great start, but the defenders are starting to pull and tug at their shirts towards the final half of the final set.
Big swing on the outside, that's picked up, middle becomes the setter. Oh, and finally another big block. Mutu getting a big chunk of that, Daniel potentially as well. Only 2 points for him so far in this match.
It's the magic of Eminem. Watazeri and Muthusamy Appavu. They combine to deny the Kochi Blue Spikers their 9th point in this 5th set.
Daniel, very, very impressive. Actually, that was Mutu. That was all Mutu's right arm.
He's he's going to the line because there is a mismatch on Mutu, but Mutu's having the better of that mismatch at the moment with 2 quick blocks in very quick succession. What I'm enjoying about Daniel is he's hardly scored a point, but he's still putting 100% effort into getting to the wings.
Something's got to give. I just get a feeling that Ahmedabad will turn on the heat now. Consecutive points after that timeout. 1 to the block. And then to this man, Angamutu.
Yeah, they might have been a little bit confident coming into this match. There's another huge block by Mutu. He is in the zone. Great finish again. He is making a statement.
He's unbelievable, isn't he? Yes, I've just used the unbelievable word for Mutu Sami because he's not the biggest, but he's very agile, very high, and his press is always there to take space.
Well, we had a chat to Daniel last night, and he was saying, do you think we're going to win, or how much are we going to win by? But I think that shows they might have come in a little bit too confident. Of course, you can own your favorite moments of the match by buying an NFT at treasureclub.io. Kochi have come in so aggressive, and they have nothing to lose. I've loved their enthusiasm all match long.
And who knows, is it the change of coach? Is it the home ground? Is it because they have nothing to lose because they're already out? I don't think we know the concoction of all of those theories, but you put them all together and you get a performance like this one 2 nights in a row. It makes for great entertainment. Well done, Coach Bobby.
Good serve by Ahmedabad, but it's coming back right back through the middle. Ahmedabad puts his 5th point on the board.
I mean, using the middle at this stage of the game is going to be vital for the latter stages when you're going to want to go to the pins maybe and get a one-on-one. Abanam stays high, beats Manoj, and Manoj is absolutely fuming that they haven't got a touch on that defensively.
Yeah, he's kind of looking around saying that's not the hardest scrim and ball. There has to be able to get that defense underneath it. But I think that's a good swing. If you got past Manoj, that's a great start.
We often talk about how service needs to trust the defense in the front court. The front court needs to trust the cover of the back court. Angamutu once again. Oh, how do you stop that? That's an express train coming at you. Make way or face the music.
I'm just going to put a prediction out there. 9 out of 10 balls are going to Angamutu in the next 5 minutes.
Again, I sound like a broken record here, but the ball is the wrong side of the 3-meter line. There's no options, but you always know in Angamutu you have a chance. And that's what separates the best teams from the teams below them.
Have a look at how high he's swinging. So that's over the block. He's really targeting that defense. And I think the blockers have turned around going, that was going to be out.
Angamutu, oh, not too happy. Not happy. He's so cross. Cannot afford these errors. A 2-point lead still for Kochi. 1 step forward, 1 step back will not help for Ahmedabad.
The reason he's a little frustrated as well is because he's up at the net to block. When you have Angamutu in front row, you cannot miss your serve. You need to let him defend.
They will have another chance. Will they activate Angamutu? Yes, they will. It hasn't paid off. Now it will. Or still not. What a rally. Now they do. Manoj, the mountain man. Right place, right time, right result, right on the money.
RuPay on the go. Sorry, it felt right.
I can't roll my R's like that, Manish. But my word, Kochi here have got to be really proud because they're shifting around on defense, reading the game a lot better than a lot of other teams in this league at the moment. They're still playing a lot of good volleyball, even though Manoj can claim that as his own.
Yeah, I think they fell a little bit fatigued on that end of that point. They're watching that ball as it drops rather than throwing their body at it. Nice work by Manoj, but that's a diggable ball as well.
Guess what Angamutu is thinking now? Put the ball in play, no service errors. Well done. Allow me to block. Aaron Verghese is playing like the Terminator. Like the Avengers, the Kochi Blues Bikers tonight.
Well, he's reading the situation too, exactly like you said. Angamutu's on the right side. He's saying, I want to get involved in this block. Instead, they shoot it back to Aaron. They're targeting Nanda on the outside, and it works. basically a one-on-one. Manoj is there, but a little bit late. Aaron fires it through.
It also looked like a really nervous service. Didn't want to let Angamoto down. 11-9 Kochi, 4 points away from consecutive upsets. This weekend, they beat Calicut last night. Can they repeat the same? Woo! Looks like they can. Volta gets into it. Pulls out a magic moment from the vault. Mr. Volta.
It's difficult because Manoj is firing. He's really animated. He's really in the game and he's in rhythm. So you've got to feed him the ball. But look at Volta. He's fully aware. He did a great job last night in the middle. Hang on a minute. It is Volta. Just double checking. He did a job last night on Sandoval. He's been incredible again this season.
Ahmedabad going all in. They have no choice left. Got to go for it.
Well, that was a perfect block by Walter. He's only got 2 points, and that's the moment for him to step up. So you're exactly right. Ahmedabad now clutching a little bit at straws. They need something.
Aaron likes to serve big. Mike target. We can't the libero. So crucial for Angamoto to come up with the kill. Oh, that lands outside. A super point in favor of the Ahmedabad defenders. There is surely another twist in this tale. The deficit now down to 1. Mr. Chaudhary's up on his feet. Everyone's on their feet. This is edge of the seat thriller. Coach, you want to review it? Wonder what for?
Oh, that wasn't even close. The only thing I can think of, and it's a wasted review because there's still a lot of match to play.
You know, the only thing that this review will do is not allow Ahmedabad to get more momentum. That's the only thing I can think of.
But I'm okay with it because in the previous set, we saw Volta go back, serve softly to 6. The ball came back with interest. Now they're trying to go for their swings again. Going to pay off over time for Kochi. For me, they're still favourites.
The serve might pay off, but calling a review right now, reviews are crucial. You only get 2. You cannot be wasting them. And there you go, unsuccessful. So now, if something comes down the line in a couple of points from now that could be make or break for the match, they don't have it. They can't review it.
Might as well use it, I suppose. Not taking it home. They're just going for the kill. Not worried about tomorrow. Live in the present. That's been Kochi's mantra. Faiz comes in now for Volta. Typically, they bring in Faiz for the serve.
This next point, I think, is the biggest so far the defenders all season. There's a lot of pressure lingering here in Kochi.
Control serve. Chance to spike. The block was there! That double block means double trouble for the Kochi Blue Spikers. Is Daniel Mortazetti. They call him Mortabhai in Ahmedabad. Big brother moment that from the Iranian.
Another huge moment out of Daniel. We've seen him a couple times in a row coming clutch with big blocks at the end of a set. This is only his second block of the entire match, and this is exactly when they needed it.
That's how they shut the door on the Kochi Blue Spikers. What a beautiful block.
And I'm just giving credit to Daniel. That wasn't even him. That was Nanda.
The team sport. It's all right. He was there, made his presence felt. 12 apiece now. This is riveting stuff. George Anthony. Defense. Angamoto with that second touch. The pipe attack goes out. Was there a touch off the block? There wasn't. 13-12 to Kochi. The impetuosity of the youth.
Starting to really enjoy Daniel calling for calm, and he's just been brilliant, just carrying on from what you guys were saying. He's hardly made the points tonight, but his intentions are everywhere, trying to win. That ball is a little bit out. The setters, for me, have both got a little bit nervous in the last few points, a little bit off, a little bit wide, in turn, making it difficult for the scorers to score.
If Kochi win tonight, this will be their second win. If Ahmedabad win, they will seal spot for themselves in the semi-finals. Muttu sets it. Great block. Well done, Kochi. Daniel Mortazetti puts a silver coin in that pond, and it comes back to him with interest.
But that is Daniel Mortazetti. We've hardly seen him, but he still had a really good game, and sometimes the middles don't get the plaudits that they should, Key, do they? But tonight he's had a great game, although he hasn't been amongst the points.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you make. We're used to seeing him score 10, 12, 14 points a match. He hasn't been putting up those numbers, but he's staying patient, he's staying disciplined, he's not getting frustrated. He's doing something smart with that ball. And when we've seen Sandoval in the same situation, he would just swing right into the bottom of the block.
Delightful moment that from Daniel. Ah, yes! Easy peasy. A gift just in the nick of time for Abhinav. And that gives Kochi match point.
I think Kochi deserve it just on the aggression factor. It's another soft serve to position one. The middle is way too easy to get in here at a big time. Every option available.
They've been so defensive with their services. The Ahmedabad defenders, they need to trust their defense a little bit more, because this kind of service game will not help you win a semi-final. I suppose they will make it through anyway if they lose tonight. But what a story Kochi has been. They beat the Calicut Heroes last night and they are 1 point away doing the same to Ahmedabad. Here we go. And it's scores level. So then 14 apiece in the 5th set means it's match point for both teams. Wow! This is a bonanza for neutral fans.
I think this is the first time we've seen a match go to the 5th set and down to match point. So the entire match now rides on one single point. It's insanity.
It's that little second, that pause after you propose to a girl, which you say yes, no. It could go either ways. Who knows?
You hope it go yes. You hope you've done the homework beforehand.
Both teams are hoping for a yes from Destiny, from Lady Luck. Who will Lady Luck smile on? Will it be Ahmedabad? A crucial serve. The number 10, Nanda Gopal, he's been the hero tonight. Can he do the job? Right then, here we go.
Oh!
This is it. Oh, not yet. Oh, not yet.
Oh!
It's still in play. Nanda Gopal might have given them the moment they want. Oh, still in play. What a rally. This is unreal. Here comes Akamoto. Oh! He does the job. He comes up with the finishing touches. Angamuthu is cut from a special cloth. This man has come from heaven on planet Earth to take Ahmedabad to 7th heaven. Angleman Angamuthu is cold-blooded. He has snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. He has done what seemed unthinkable a couple of minutes ago. He's played out of his skin and he's given us a moment to savor for a long, long time. Angamuthu, you absolute champion.
Manish, you absolute champion for that. Wow, what a way to finish. Ahmedabad pushed against the wall. Kochi playing the best volleyball we've seen them play in a long, long time. Angamuthu didn't even have the right to score that ball. Completely out of system. Set from the backcourt. He's falling away and still somehow puts his 12th point on the board.
And with that win, the Ahmedabad defenders qualify for the semi-finals of Season 2 of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. The first semi-finalists, the Ahmedabad defenders. Congratulations to the Damdar defenders. Let's live it up once again, the full rally for you. This winning moment, this magic moment where the Ahmedabad defenders show their class in the nick of time.
What a rally it was to finish. Blocks, covers, free nets, everything. But unleash Angamuthu. It's a great set from Mutu Sami. Okay, this one, high and in front. It was quick enough to still stress the blocker to get the continuation. But under pressure, fling it high, wide to Angamuthu. It's a perfect set for him. And then he can just feast.
He had no right to score that ball. He was completely out of system. He was falling away, but yet he delivers every single time. Angamuthu is unreal. He is out of this world.
So close, yet so far for Kochi. It was a match that was pretty much gone, and this guy pulls it back from the dead. And they love it. His father's watching from home. Mr. Ramaswamy will be a proud man. Somehow Ahmedabad will find a way to win this match, and I cannot believe this is the stuff of dreams. A 5-set thriller goes to Ahmedabad.